Cephalus and Procris. The sons of Pallas now joined Cephalus, their elder. With the two he waited on the king, but sleep, deep sleep, still claimed the king. Under the portal Phocus welcomed them, the youngest son, for Telamon and his brother were busy mustering their men for war. Prince Phocus led them through the inner court to the fine private rooms, and all sat down. He saw that Cephalus carried in his hand a javelin of unknown wood with point of gold. They talked a while. Then Phocus said, "Hunting and forestry are in my blood, but I've been wondering what kind of wood that shaft you hold is made of. If of ash, it would be brown, or if of cornel wood, it surely would be knotted. Whence it comes I cannot tell, but never have my eyes beheld a javelin more beautiful." One of the brothers answered, "Even more you'll marvel at its flight. It cannot fail to find its mark. Chance never guides its course, and red with blood it flies back unretrieved." So then young Phocus asked him everything, who gave so fine a gift, and whence and why, and Cephalus told him, but for shame withheld the price he paid. Silent and filled with grief for his lost wife, he wept and said in tears, "This weapon, heaven-born prince, who could believe, makes me shed tears, and long will make me, if fate grants me long to live. This javelin destroyed my darling wife and me. This gift I wish to heaven had never been bestowed. Procris, my wife, if Oreithia's name may be the more familiar, was the sister of ravished Oreithia. And if the two are judged in looks and nature, Procris was the worthier prize. In marriage she and I were joined, and she and I were joined in love. Men called me happy, happiness was mine. The gods thought otherwise, or else perhaps I should be happy still. Within 2 months after our marriage, while I spread my nets to catch the antlered deer, the saffron dawn about Hymettus' ever flowering peak saw me at daybreak as the twilight fled, and carried me away against my will. And may the goddess pardon me if I say what is true. Her rosy cheeks are fair, she rules the borderlands of dark and day. She drinks the nectar's honey-dew. But I loved Procris, Procris ever in my heart, and Procris on my lips. I spoke of bonds of holy wedlock, of love's fresh delights, my vows so new, and my deserted bride, until enraged the goddess cried, "Enough of your complaining, have your Procris, but if I can see the future, you will rue the day you had her," and so sent me back. On my way home the goddess's prophecy rang in my mind, and fear began to form. Fear that my wife had failed her marriage vows. Her youth and beauty bade my heart believe her guilt. Her character forbade belief. Still, I had been away. Yes, I'd just left a divine example of unfaithfulness. In lovers' hearts imagine every fear. Intent on heartbreak, I resolved to test her loyalty with presence. And the dawn favored my fears, and changed my form and face. I felt the change. And so I entered Athens unrecognizable, and made my way back home. At home nothing amiss, no trace of guilt, only distress for their lost lord. By countless stratagems I gained at last a meeting. When I saw my wife again, my heart was overcome, and my resolve to test her love and honor almost failed. I hardly stopped myself, confessing all, stopped myself kissing her as she deserved. Her looks were sad in grief and longing for her husband snatched away. Yet in her sadness no girl could ever look more beautiful. Imagine, prince, how lovely was her grace, when grief itself so graced her loveliness. Why should I tell how often her loyalty rejected my attempts, how often she said, I keep myself for one alone, for him, where'er he be, alone I keep my love. Who in his senses would have failed to find such proof of loyalty enough? But I, unsatisfied, fought on, to wounds and woe. I offered her a fortune, added more, for a knight's favours, till at last my wife wavered. I'd won, ill victory. I cried, shame on you, your seducer is a sham. I was your husband. My eye's evidence convicts you, traitress, of your perfidy. She, not a word. Silent and crushed with shame, she fled her wicked husband in that house of trickery, and hating for my hurt the sight of men, among the mountains roved, devoted to the arts Diana loved.